Hey guys, and welcome back to the backyard. I'm in desperate need of iron. I can't say I'm proud of this. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and, I need some iron. Look at that, 33! I just made this. I built myself a little iron farm here. This door doesn't actually open anything, but if I go in free cam, you can see. We got some villagers trapped in here. We got a little Jim sitting here in a chair with the remnants of his friends. And it's just a small little iron farm that definitely didn't take me way longer than it probably would take anyone else because all my villagers died halfway through the process and I had to get more. Yeah, definitely, nothing went wrong with this iron farm. And it definitely didn't make me consider just not playing anymore. But now it's working, so hopefully it works for a good decent amount. But I should probably explain some of the things around me right now, because there's things here that probably don't make much sense, like the farms. So for the past little bit, I have been clearing out this area, this whole hillside, and smoothing out the terrain just a little bit in different places. Because I want to turn this area into a big farmland surrounding a pathway that's basically leading to my base. Just a nice area here that could supply food for them and maybe they sell to elsewhere because let's be real, who needs this much wheat? This is a lot. I was really inspired by Green's grain fields that he's been building on Hermitcraft, and I thought they would look perfect here, so I decided to kind of do that. Now, I do want to do a little bit something else here, because while I do like the way the big massive wheat fields look, I mean, of course I have my little shed here with my iron makers. I swear if they turn into zombies again, I will cry. Hopefully this farm will work. I never want to look at it again. Anyway, I wanted to do something a little bit different with the farm here and add like a few different details around the place. Namely, I wanted to add like some stables over here that we go into. As we're going into the village, you can park your horse there. It is a little bit weird that I've put this on the western side of the village when spawn is on the east. So, no one's going to be coming from this direction, but it's for me. It's for me. I'm going to pretend there is somewhere in the distance there that people will be coming from and lugging carts through. One of the things that I have been very inspired to try and create is a special kind of pathway using some mud on the side. Oh my goodness, my inventory. Put some stuff away and not look at this chest ever again, because it's kind of sad. What I wanted to kind of do, though, is in more rural areas, especially like farmlands all over the place, there's like ditches and stuff by the sides of the roads with like water and just stuff in them. I don't know why I wanted to just spend time making ditches full of mud. But you know what? That is what we're building today, in today's episode. So I hope you are excited for some mud and dirt and fun things like that. Yeah, it's certainly the idea of all time. Yeah. Anyway, oh. No sleep! Hollandite 2 does not want you to sleep. Well, too bad. I'm not listening to her. Why would I listen to her anyway? Probably get rid of that. But I actually have been very excited. Surprisingly, you would not think someone would get excited to build mud. But I've been excited to build these ditches for quite a while because I have no idea what they're going to turn out like. I just wanted to see if I could do them. I'm going to use coarse dirt, tough, stone, those kinds of things. I would like some cobble. Inventory management is not my strong suit, as you can see. But yeah, we're going to get some different variants of each of these blocks and maybe get like... Is this too much? Who knows? We'll get like 32 of each. But as it transitions from like this wooded area out to here, basically, I want to have my stables stuff here. Once we get to like this point onwards, on the sides of the road, having some like little ditches that the water is going to following this area would probably be good. Let's just see on the map how this is looking as we build it. That guy's not supposed to be there. How do you get here? I'm guessing somewhere I forgot a spawn-proofing. Okay, well, we'll just ignore that guy. But basically, we're just gonna have like little ditches that run through here that are going to carry most of the water around here. Kinda like that. Okay, that might be a little bit too smooth, but you know, it's just gonna be like a process. And I have been transforming this area here into some podzol because I think it'd be nice to have that as like the base for the ground around here. I might add some more interest to each of the sides here, but as we get further away from the forest, I want to kind of widen it up a little bit. Have it be a little bit imperfect in shape just because I feel like that'll add to it. Not exactly supposed to be like the best path in the world. We just have a little like water ditch here that carries the water places. And then on the other side of the road, we have another ditch that runs parallel to the other one. It kind of gives us our nice pathway here. And we just kind of follow the same shape, widen it up as well, and just see how we like it. And then the fun gets to begin. We've got ourselves a little bit of a pathway here, and right now it looks terrible. Just looks like, I don't know, a really big car went through here. Now the fun gets to begin, because now we get to decorate. We get some coarse dirt out, we get our mud out, we get all of our various creations here, and we get to make the monstrosity. Alongside of these paths here, we have kind of like a little waterway like this, running along the side of this area here. Certain areas we want the water like flowing down the hill, so it'll look... Here, let's actually get some water in and see what that'll look like. Put some mud down the bottom, coarse dirt. Wow. We get some of this water just carried along here. And here we have like a little ditch. In certain areas, I want this to be down a level because I don't know how I feel about it being on the same level as the walkway the whole way. So like, especially in the higher areas, it'll be one layer down. So I'm gonna work on this. I know it is a weird detail to be super excited about, but I think small details like this kind of really pull together a build. Kind of going back to what I was talking about in the previous episode. I just want to be able to spend time on something that maybe I am the only person that will find any real enjoyment in, but it's just like a little detail that I feel like adds a whole bunch. We're gonna have this waterway here. There's like some rocks and stones in here. The water has to traverse through. And there are some spots it's narrow. This is where the runoff from the fields would probably end up. Like if they need to flood the fields. Kind of hard to flood a hill, but say water somehow got up here, or as they're watering the crops, we have these little irrigation canals on either side to kind of help with the water being able to move around. Add things up like this. I might even add some moss into the walls here. Let's add in some different kinds of stairs and stuff so that we have a little bit more variety in here. Make it like twist and turn in different areas. Maybe not block up the river, but twist and turn in different areas. Add some slabs down the bottom. And then we have our little rocks around the place. I have to do these on very specific corners. Like earlier, we can bring the water in, have it kind of do something like this, and start putting this all over the place. Yes! Look at this! Look at that! We got a little river here that's kind of going in between the path and the farmlands. I might smooth out some of this area here so that it's like a little bit of a rounder curve around this path. Obviously, maybe smooth out some of this hillside so it's not as steep. And it's going up to the farmland. I'm getting distracted, don't mind me. Really trying to give this whole thing like a personality and figure out how the water will flow, how this area has changed and transformed over time. Like for an example, on this side, what we could even do is kind of make it look more dried up. Like this side maybe gets more water runoff from the hill. This side has the path kind of blocking a bunch of the water that it would be receiving. Kind of trying to take my time with each little area here so that this whole ditch can look cool. all this effort on this tiny little thing most people will walk right by. But, you know, this is the fun of the game. Getting to make things realistic, right? Yeah. So we're just gonna bring that down all the way here, and I'll just do a little time lapse of that. In the middle of working on everything, my villagers turned back into zombies because I messed up the design. I hope this time, third time's the charm, and they won't become zombied again. Oh my goodness. This is why I don't make farms on this server. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. We have a whole bunch of things. I think I'm gonna take a break today though, because I've done a whole bunch. But yeah, we got a little ditch here. This is how it looks when it connects into the farmlands. And I also made it go under the pathway here, and it's going to go out this way to the river, as it's like flood path here. Might even have it split off twice and have like a cool thing. I don't know. But yeah, I've been planting a whole bunch of wheat, and this is a lot more seeds than you would think. This is like a full chest of seeds. You would not think that this small of an area, I mean, I guess it's pretty big, it's just that from afar it doesn't look that big, you know? But whatever. The area's coming along nicely, and it's just maybe like a couple more days of work, you know, just casually. Oh my goodness! The things are cooking in here! The villagers are finally being cured. This guy's ready in the middle, and hopefully this is the last time that they try to die. Hopefully. But yeah, this one iron farm has been a lot more struggle than it probably needed to be, but I don't know how I keep doing it. I don't know how I keep messing up the design. It's only so many blocks. I guess it's because I made like this whole contraption around it, but I don't know. I think I just don't know anything about how villagers work. And, I mean, I think we're done. It has been a long journey making this, and I had a lot of fun. I spent some late nights here chatting with other people in the backyard, just making my farmlands, expanding them forevermore. My iron farm broke a few times. We don't need to get into that, it's not important. But along here we have our little waterways that basically are like irrigating the area and like making sure the area doesn't flood too much, you know? So we have like little stones and stuff like that and lots of little rocky bits. The mud starts going up into the sides of the pathway. There's some leaves and some grass and some moss growing. We have some fallen leaves on the ground. This is from the Jaizmod that we have. And then we have little bridges here, which I thought were really cute. You can use to cross over into this area. Right here, we have just a little bit of an area where they started to harvest the wheat. I don't know, just to add in something a little bit different. Does it make sense for these hay bales to be as big as they are? No, it doesn't. But you know what? Maybe things don't need to make full sense. I thought they looked cool, so you know what? We don't need to focus on the lack of realism. It's Minecraft, you know? It's Minecraft. But I had a lot of fun making these little ditches around the place. Some better angles for us to take a look at is down here. I mean, we have the wheat following the hillsides and stuff like that. Which you can now see like this. Some areas it's not growing as well because I'm not waterlogging all of these. Do you know how much of a pain it is to get all of these to be watered? It's very painful on hillsides like this. I mean, look, I made these ones. I had to put water behind all of these ones, and I got tired of it. But yeah, this little section here, look at the beautiful iron farm in the distance, doing what it needs to do. But the water comes down here, it splits off into 3 different sections, because I thought that was a little bit more realistic. I know maybe this whole thing is a little much of a right angle. It's a little bit of a 90-degree angle here that the water would probably over time like cut off the corners for, but that's in the future. This farm, maybe it was built yesterday. Who knows? Anyway, I also have a little section where the water goes underneath, which is fun. I'm very proud of this whole area. I think it looks exactly how I was kind of picturing it in my mind and envisioning it. And it goes and it spans over this whole big area, which is lovely. Finally, our little town here will have enough food. We should have, you know, a decent amount of bread from this. Shouldn't ever be hungry. I buy food from Billy. I buy food from Billy all the way down here, 2,000 blocks away, but we don't need to focus on that. But yeah, we have the wheat growing over here to the colder areas, and I love the way that it turned out. Anyway, just focusing on a lot of like the smaller details this episode, and I think I had a lot of fun doing that. That's kind of one of the things I really want to focus on doing more. I mean, I know there is a lot of wheat, and it's not exactly that much detail that goes into like a giant wheat field. And around the back here, I do have a plan of eventually having a little pathway that'll kind of seal off the end of this. And I've also up here planned out some future plans for a farm, the person who maybe owns, or not owns, but like works the fields or something. So here, first of all, here we're gonna have a specialized garden with more different varieties, because that's all wheat. We want some carrots and potatoes and maybe some pumpkins and melons, and have some beehives here. So that's the plan for this little section. But over here we have where our stables will go, and a little like cow farm or sheep farm will go back here, which will be lovely. But I think for today we have done a very, very large project. And I streamed a lot of the clearing and everything, as well as the terraforming. So, I mean, if you guys ever want to watch me stream the backyard, I do stream on Twitch, which is, we get up to no chaos ever. Don't worry about that. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. We've been getting a good amount of iron from this farm, which I'm happy about. Don't tell Lemon Arsonist about this, though. He is currently the biggest supporter of vegan iron on the server, and personally I'm not really a vegan iron kind of person, you know. I like my iron to be fully cooked, you know. Yeah, anyway, just don't tell him about that. He doesn't need to know. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I sure enjoyed how this turned out. I'll give you a little bit of a walkthrough here with shaders at the end, but hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.